What's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I've woken up this morning legendary. I don't wake up legendary every morning. Sometimes I wake up, I have to come to the show to further wake up legendary. But I'm here. I'm ready. I'm rocking and rolling this morning, and we've got a fantastic guest, college dropout, Army veteran, who's gained freedom through digital marketing. Caleb, oh, sip that coffee, boy. Good morning.
Morning.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
So I'm excellent, man. It looks like you're in an RV or something. Are you a road warrior?
I'm in a camper. This is something that we bought this past summer, and it's just a quiet space. Basically, I got two kids running around, and it's a place for me to get away and not have all the background noise.
Wow, bro. That's really, really cool. So you guys use it also to go and travel in and do family outings, but you also use it kind of as a home office?
Yes, that's exactly.
I love that, dude. I love that. So cool, man. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. First of all, you're an Army vet. Thank you for your service, man. When did you serve?
2012 to 2015. So,
Okay. So
so
3 years.
yeah, it was about I joined about a year after I got out of high school and
Okay.
dropped out of college.
I thought you said 15 years, and I thought, man, you don't look that old. But this all is all making sense. The wax is falling out of my ears the more you talk.
Yeah. So yeah, I started college right out of high school, just like everybody else, and I got tired of, I was working 3 part-time jobs, and I got tired of being and still having to borrow money to pay for it because my parents weren't able to pay for it. So I just dropped out of that and heard about the GI Bill,
Yeah.
Army, and went that direction. I was planning on when I got out of the service, I was going to use my GI Bill to go back to school and let them pay for it. Then I got hired on with the company where I'm at now, which is Alabama Power, and now I'm a lineman. So
That's actually a
fast
pretty
forward,
good. That's actually not a bad living. It's hard work, right? I've got a couple of friends who are linemen down here in Florida.
the call out is dragging and draining. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. But you can make decent money, but sometimes you also got to travel, right? Is there travel involved ever?
Well, I'm actually lucky. I got put in the distribution side of things, so I am 30 minutes from the house. So
Okay.
I'm lucky there.
That's short to you, 30 minutes to the house. Oh my God, Caleb. One day when you don't have to leave the house, you're going to look back at that 30-minute trip and go, whew, that was a long trip. But right now it's like you're feeling grateful that it's only 30 minutes, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because the first lineman job that I got, I had to drive an hour and 20 minutes one way.
Makes sense. Makes sense why you're grateful for this 30.
Yes, and the biggest thing is the call out. It's something that I'm on call 24/7, 365, unless I take vacation.
Okay, thanks for
So,
clarifying that. I didn't totally understand what that meant. So you're basically on call more than a doctor?
pretty much, yes.
Holy smokes, bro. So it's a great job, you're proud of it, you do good work, and it's honestly just a total burden to your lifestyle and family life.
As far as time, yes, because that's what they're paying you for is your time.
Yeah.
They pay.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they pay good.
Right, and I can tell that you're not ungrateful for the job, and it's not that you hate the work, it's not that you don't feel proud of the work, it's just that you've got yourself a conflict now because you're in this particular chapter of your life where you got kids and you've got a family, and as we get older, the less we wanna wander off from home, don't we, brother?
Absolutely. I would rather stay home every weekend if I could.
So you're working on weekends as well?
You're talking about for my job?
Yeah.
Well, I work a 4-10 shift, so 4 days out of the week, I actually go to the job, and like I said, I'm on call outside of those hours unless I take vacation or
Brother.
no call. We only get 6 of them a year, and that's for a weekend that we plan out.
So now we've got the understanding of why you're okay. Now we're very crystal clear about what sort of your why is, right? What's your motivation, and is there anything else that's pushing you?
I've always wanted to work for myself. I've always thought that that was like a voice in the back of my head or in my gut, really, that I could do. That I could be somebody who did work for themselves. And when I actually got into this, I was looking into getting into crypto because I was already in the stock market, trying to invest to make money, trying to make it big, doing that. And anyway, that's what led me to Legendary, was looking for crypto, and that pushed me over into the training, and I didn't even hesitate. I didn't. I clicked, and I didn't even have the money at the time. I clicked on it, I purchased it, and I found the rest of the money to pay for it later. But it was just something that pushed me. The drive behind that was just my time with my family, my two boys that I have, my wife. I'd really like to create a business where I can work for myself and be here at home, and that's my biggest number one motivation.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And especially knowing now more about what your schedule looks like and how in demand your time can be. I mean, that is terrifying, quite frankly, to think about the idea of being, called out of bed or called out from that nighttime routine when you're putting your kids to bed or whatever. I know I do certain things every night with, each member of my family, and the idea of getting pulled away from that. It's not that it would like kill me. Look, there's men all over the world who are fighting wars and right who are being separated from their family for all kinds of reasons. You know about that more than anything. But the disruption to your life, the disruption to your kids when you can't get in that kind of routine and you can't be close to home and you can't predict what's going to happen next. I would imagine, and I've got a few doctor buddies who that in the back of your head, just knowing that you could get called anytime. I've never been in an on-call job, but I'm sensitive and sympathetic to those of you who are, because there's got to be just 10 to 20% more stress that you carry around with you all the time, just knowing that at any moment you could get called for something.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. How about Christmas morning? I got called, which is thankfully the first time, but this past year I got called, during that winter storm Elliott, freezing cold. I think it was 4 degrees when I got there at 3 a.m. Christmas morning, and I was running as fast as I could, trying to get it fixed and get back home so I didn't miss out on the boys opening presents. So
Yeah. So, I just put your social handle up. I see it's hole in one marketing. Are you a golfer as well?
yes, I am a golfer, and I really got into that during the pandemic, and I enjoy that a lot.
Okay. Okay. So, talk to us a little bit about how you see this going, what you're doing so far. You went through the challenge, you invested in the blueprints. You said you didn't even have the money. Somehow you've seemed to make that work, right? I mean, you do whatever you got to do, right? I mean, if you want something, you do it. Uh, I've done that as well. Tell me what that was like for you at the beginning of kind of stretching yourself, taking a leap of faith, and making an investment in yourself. I don't think we talk about this enough. Most of us haven't made constructive investments in ourselves. Whether that's going to some sort of a weekend retreat, whether that's going through a course, whether that's going to a church thing where you go and take time for yourself, whatever you're involved with, right? And whatever is important to you, to go and take the time and say, hey, I'm going to invest the time, money, and energy into just me, right? Not into the family, not into the kids, not into the wife, not into this and that, not into the boss and the job, but just into me, into my skills, into me becoming a better person. I don't think we talk about the importance of that enough. But anyways, what it sounded like quite a stretch for you financially, but what was that like for you?
Oh man, it was. um, I don't want to say stressful because it wasn't stressful. It was really more exciting than anything because there was so much work put on. I guess myself that I still had to go to work, still had to be a father, still had to be a husband, but also start this new business and get it up and going. And I would say exciting because I like to learn. I don't know why I'm just built that, but I like to learn especially new things. So whenever I get something new, I try to be like a sponge and soak it all up. And I've spent a lot of time since from October, whenever I started the challenge, till pretty much January, just jumping in with both feet and not having a clue what I'm doing.
So
But
you've heard a lot of my voice here. Are you getting tired of that yet?
no, no, no. I listen here. I listen to Wake Up, not Wake Up, your master, not, what is that?
Wake Up Legendary, Decade in a Day.
8 minute
Oh, the mindset, millionaire mindset audio.
mindset. Yeah, I listen to that every morning when I drive to work.
Wow, bro. Are you serious, dude?
That's how much I I don't know. That's how much I wanna do this.
Yeah. Wow, bro. I feel really honored right now that you're, because it's interesting. I I started this exactly the same place that everybody else did. And it's just so interesting. I go to events or whatever, even to this day, and people, will come up to me as if they've known me for a long time. And obviously it's because they're watching videos. I don't know who they are. And it's always a surprise, man. It's always a surprise. It's always kind of weird, to think about that people are listening and getting that much, whether it be value or just wanting to listen. And I just the reason why we talk about these things so much, or I do, is because when I was at the beginning in this time frame that you're in, man, I didn't think anybody was ever going to listen to me. You know what I mean?
I know. Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
I didn't. I did. And I still don't. I'm still often I'm like, I know this is great information and it'll help you, but I don't blame you if you don't listen to me, because I get it. I understand. I don't think that I'm the all knowing being. It's just, man, this information, it changes people's lives, and a lot of it is coming from all the people that I listened and learned from. And it's just, I've used it and now I'm teaching it. And I'm sure that uh your vision is similar to what mine was, and you may not think it's possible, but if you keep believing bigger than than what you're comfortable believing, then you'll stretch yourself to that next place. Well, are you already beginning to deliver value? Are you already beginning to market? Talk to us where you're at now, as you've made the leap of faith, uncomfortable, still learning, still on the grind, still listening to Millionaire Mindset audio every day. I mean, boom. But okay, what's the action that you've taken, and how are you already putting it into action to create these changes that you want?
Well, so right now I'm just on TikTok, and I have ventured out to Instagram and a little bit on YouTube, but I haven't posted on those sites. For me, there throughout the day, that many times in a day is just kind of difficult because of my work. On the weekends, it does get a little bit better, but I can't put as much time as I want to in it because I feel like I overthink the process. But as far as what I've done to implement, I go live on TikTok, and I try to connect with the people who have signed up, and I try to help them out. I try to explain to them that it's like, your company is great, is the message that I try to put out there to people, that it's not just about making the money. They really do care about your success, and they have plenty of support to offer, or y'all have plenty of support to offer. And that's just kind of the direction that I've
Yeah.
had. And that's
You're in
how
the very beginning phase right now. You're just learning how to just begin to. This is the very first thing that you've ever promoted on the internet ever, basically.
absolutely. And I'm
Yeah.
learning the mistakes that I make, and I try to try not to make them again.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the
Um,
talk is something I want to talk about too, is one video, and it doesn't matter what that video is, just one video can change it in 2-3 hours.
yeah.
I posted a pizza video on TikTok, and it got, within an hour and a half, I went live right after I posted it. And within an hour and a half, it had over 300,000 views. And for me, that was huge.
Of course it was. That'll light a fire under anybody's ass. It's like,
Yeah,
holy crap. A company would pay tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, to get their message, commercial, etc., in front of 300,000 people. It's a huge deal.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But that's what I use. I use live right now as a main my main direction right now.
Can you take your videos that you're just posted on TikTok and just repurpose them onto Facebook, Instagram, and just take the watermark off them and just repurpose them just as is?
You're talking about no hashtags or anything? Just throw it out there, or
You talking about, well, I mean, you can use apps like repurpose.io, for example, to repurpose content. But I mean, the majority of, I can't remember if repurpose.io will strip the watermark off of a TikTok video. Maybe some of you guys could help out in the comments to remind me of that.
I think
But
Snaptip.
Snaptic does, yeah. I mean, without any hashtags on Facebook, I mean, the bottom line is that, you know, everything that you create for TikTok, you can repurpose onto these other platforms. In the very beginning, if that's all you can do, that's what you should do, versus trying to create new content for Facebook or for Instagram or for, and yeah, if you got to stay up a little bit, you know, take a few minutes on your lunch break or when you get off or whatever, to just throw them up if you want to throw some hashtags on them, whatever. But you've already got the video there. You've already made it for TikTok. Just repurpose it onto Facebook, onto Instagram, onto Pinterest, onto YouTube Shorts. But at the very minimum, Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels. Those are the two ones that TikTok, Facebook Reels, and Instagram Reels have the most consistent potential right now. If you were going to focus on three platforms, so I would tell you to at least do that, brother. Not create new content for Instagram, for Facebook, but continue to go live on TikTok, but also just take that content that you're already creating for TikTok and just repurpose it as is, strip the watermark and repurpose it as is onto those other platforms. I think you're leaving clicks on the table by not doing that at the very minimum.
Right.
You know, you don't have to create brand new content. You don't even have to edit the content, man. Just strip the watermark off and repurpose it onto those other platforms, bare minimum at the beginning. And then you can see where that goes. But dude, you could have that same video or a different video pop off on, you know, but it's the same thing you just posted on TikTok that may have not got any traction. I mean, it may get more traction over on Facebook or Instagram. Not always. Usually good content goes on every platform. If it's a good piece of content, it's going to go.
Yeah.
But you're still, what if every video, and I see some people complaining, I can't get a video over 20 views, 30 views, 50 views, 100 views, 200 views. Folks, I've posted 4 videos in a row, or I've been posting for a month. It's like, that's the freckle on the pimple of a gnat's ass compared to what you're going to be doing over your career. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's just you're getting ready to get ready. If you're in your first month or two, trust me, you're getting ready to get ready. You haven't even left the parking lot. You're just burning rubber. You're just getting your tires warmed up.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
But anyways, I was talking about the repurposing thing, and at the bare minimum, I would recommend that you do just that bare minimum. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. And I'll take that into consideration as far as where I want to move forward.
Yeah. Because the beauty of where we're at right now is that you don't really have to worry about people seeing your stuff twice. You don't have to worry about over marketing to people. You don't have to worry about really emailing your email list too much, posting the same video repurposing even the same videos on TikTok a couple of months later, right? Even ones that you already posted. Now, I love what Josh Smith said on Wake Up Legendary yesterday. He said, hey, look, I like to keep creating content every day because it keeps me sharp, right? Even though I've got 1,000 videos that I've already recorded that I could repurpose, it keeps me sharp. But the point is that your content is really the foundation of your business, and you can actually move yourself over into the right side of the cash flow quadrant, which is where you become a business owner. What's the difference between being self-employed and being a business owner?
You're making your own decisions for your business. You have to decide what you need to do.
Well, yes, absolutely, and that's mandatory. and number two, there's two other things, okay, that you get to leverage systems and people. Where if you're self-employed, you may own the business, but you're doing all the work, sort of like a massage therapist who only gets, they may own the business, but they only get paid when they go out to do the massage because they don't have anybody working for them. See what I'm saying? They're just self-employed. That's the left-hand side of the cash flow quadrant. I'm talking about rich dad, poor dad. So the way to get over to the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, where you're either a business owner or an investor, a business owner, the difference between somebody who's self-employed and somebody who's a business owner is that the business owner leverages people and systems, right? Every business owner that builds wealth has people, right? Who they've duplicated themselves through other positions and so forth, and also systems. Where, so for example, a system would be a video that says your same message over and over again and never gets tired and always says the same thing, whether one person watches it or a million people watch it. So we don't realize, man, that by instantly just starting to take action in this business, even if you haven't created a lot of results yet, and the results usually come later. That's the difference between being an entrepreneur and employee. The employee gets paid up front and every week for the hours that they put in. An entrepreneur puts in the work, then gets paid.
Right.
But instantly when you start this, and you just mentioned it, 300,000 views, you instantly have systems and people working for you because people watching it are continuing to pushing it out. And it's really just a big system. These social media platforms are just massive systems that somebody else built and pays to maintain. It's like a rental property that somebody else builds and pays to maintain, and you can come in and rent it out to other people and siphon income off of it. You know, I mean, obviously you have to turn those clicks into cash through your funnel process in whatever products you're recommending or selling. But the point is, man, is that as a lineman, as a fellow or a former, I wasn't in the service. Many of my family members were, so I'm very grateful and understand the importance of it. Once again, thank you for your service. But as a former military vet, would you ever have thought of yourself as, you know, now, you know, going from that, if I don't show up, I don't make a buck, to now I'm leveraging business and systems. And as you said, that 300,000 view video, I think really woke you up to the power of what's possible, how you can turn one video, one 15-second clip of you talking in time to playing on people's phone screens 300 times over and 300,000 times over and over again. If that doesn't open your mind up to what's possible, it's going to be hard to open your mind up, right? And you had that opening, and can you say more about what that experience is like and how you're continuing to use other tools or other strategies to gain that kind of one-to-many leverage that you now have as a business owner?
Well, I'll tell you what that video really did for me was, number one, what you just said. It showed me the power of TikTok and social media and what one video can do to completely change where you're at, the direction you're headed. But it just, something I like to say on my lives is it's out working while I'm working, because when that video blew up, I did not have a lot of time to put on stuff on my social media. So I wasn't being consistent that week, but that video just went crazy right before I went on a live, and it continued on doing that. And it was working while I was working. Same thing that happened over Christmas during the winter storm. It just kept, and it drove me a lot of leads. And once I realized that kind of made it click in my head that, it's just because you miss a posting time that you have scheduled, it's not really going to affect the big picture because your content's still out there running like clockwork. And
Man, it's not the end of the world if you don't show up one day for this business, honestly. just show up the next day and get back in, right? But if you don't show up for your job, right, all hell breaks loose. It's a very different ball game. And
Yes,
you make a powerful point. Even if you miss a day, are sick, whatever, these systems, meaning these videos that may be in the process of going viral or continuing to get pushed out to people, or your automatic emails that are going out to people, are still working for you.
that's right. That's right. And that's what I love about it, because it's something you can do on the side of your regular 9 to 5, and also working while you're at work. So
And it's not Uber Eats. And that's one of the things that I tell everybody all the time, no matter, what. It's like, look, folks, this is not Uber Eats. It's better than Uber Eats. Right. But if you're going to approach this like it is Uber Eats, you should, because Uber Eats, or if you're doing like some sort of a delivery thing, your heart's not really going to be in it. I don't think. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's something that's not honorable to do. It is. Any way in which you're supporting yourself or you're supporting your family is honorable. And as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical. But let's not get into that. You understand my point. Any person who's out there trying to provide for themselves is trying their best. But look, let's be honest. Do we really put our heart and soul into Uber Eats or whatever? Come on, it's not. You're driving around, if you're doing Uber Eats, you're going, I don't want to be doing this. I'm doing this because I have to do it, right?
right.
Especially if you make a delivery, it's a pain in the ass. Gas is $5 or $6 a gallon or whatever the hell it is, and somebody leaves you a shit tip. Trust me, you're not passionate about Uber Eats. But with this, it's different. It I would have never thought how much I could turn this into a business that I love, a business that, in a lifestyle that is exactly what I want. And I've got it to the point, and I see you living your life. It don't look too bad over there. You're in your camper, you're hanging out, on the ranch there, you're chilling, right?
Yeah.
Same with me. I have been able to design my life and my business exactly how I want it, to the point to where I work. My wife's right over there, working in the room right over there, and we're a block around from our other house that sometimes I ride a golf cart on. It's not a complicated life. It's a simple life. It's the life that we designed and that we want, right? Isn't it a beautiful thing to begin to start to see how you can kind of design your life, and you're already beginning to live it in ways that are exactly how you want, right? You sitting there working at home in your camper right now. How do you plan to take that to the next level? And do you have goals of wanting to just be a homebody and do you have goals of wanting to go on the road with your family in your camper there? What are some of the other design changes you want to continue to make to your life through this business?
Oof.
That's a heavy question, huh?
uh, I would say, still branching out. This is something I'm trying out, learning a lot. I'm, like I said in the beginning, I've made mistakes, but as far as the direction that I want to head, I feel like I'm off into, maybe the golf niche, because that is something I'm very, very
The
passionate.
golf niche. Yes, I was going to ask about that. How do you see that playing a part in the future?
That's something I feel like I'm gonna get to, and I don't know how long it'll take me. But right now, I'm using the make money online niche as you know. I didn't know what I wanted to do whenever I started through this.
Most don't.
Huh?
Most don't.
I
Most
had
don't.
no idea. And then they say, you got the business plan right there that y'all want us to write, and I'm like, what what am I supposed to write here? But that, I feel like that's part of that employer mindset, where you get told what decisions to, you get told what to do every day.
Yeah.
And once you transition from that thought process to, okay, what's the best decision that's going to, what's going to help my business right now, and get that out of the way so we can move on to the next thing. And once you start thinking that way, I feel like that's when you start getting better in your business and in the direction that you want to head. And like I said, I did not know what I wanted to do. Golf was kind of in the back of my head, but I didn't want to mess it up. If that makes any sense.
Of course.
Start.
I mean, it all makes sense. And what's most important is that it makes sense to you, brother. I mean, because as the owner of your business and the chief visionary officer of your organization, it's not important that anybody else, understands every single thing about your business or what you're doing. It's important that you can see it and you understand it, right? Because this was evident in a conversation I was having with a buddy the other day. He was explaining parts of his business. We were having coffee. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'm excited about it because you're excited about it. I'm excited because you see where it's going. I don't have to see where it's going.
Right.
So I love that. I love the idea of going into the golf niche. I love the idea that you've got your hole-in-one marketing there. I think you could expand the hole-in-one brand, right? I mean, to just hole-in-one, everything, hole-in-one this, hole-in-one that. I mean, it's just kind of a cool thing. That you could keep it very. I don't think business names matter, folks. I don't care what your domain name is. It could be Caleb Recommends. It could be Caleb Marketing. It could be. But I'm just saying, it's clear that you are paving a path for you to also go into the golf niche. And as a Blueprints owner, inside of the affiliate marketing business Blueprint, under the sitting on a gold mine section, there's some sales letters in there from a guy named John Carlton on some golfing information products, some actual sales letters from John Carlton. The headline goes something like "One-legged man ... So go and check that out, because there's tons of different examples. There's examples both in the business blueprints, in some of those old swipe files, of how some of these copywriters and marketers from the olden days, and I do mean that, from back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and before the days of the internet, where they were sending out direct mail. Everything was done through direct mail, and somebody had to literally receive their mail, open the letter, sit there and read the sales letter on their lazy boy or on their couch or at their kitchen table, and then say, yeah, I want to do this, write out a check, and then mail it back, take it back out to talk about a qualified, motivated buyer, right? Walk it back out to the mailbox. Okay. Put it in the mailbox, send away for it.
Yeah.
And then wait for the damn VHS set or whatever it was that was being sold, 8-track, I don't know, cassette tapes, or just probably maybe even just, ring binders of information, right? I have no idea what was being, sold as. I know that encyclopedias were only sold through written form for the longest time, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, most information was pushed around via books, via just the written word. And so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these old information products, like that old golf course that John Carlton wrote that sales letter for, was just a written course, man. But just think about how hard that was, dude, for people back in those days to actually make sales, and how hard it feels now for people. But we have so much more at our fingertips today. How do you stay excited about what we have and not get frustrated when you're not getting what you want, or when your expectations aren't being met?
That's I don't know. That's a slippery question too, because there's ups and downs with this, and that's something I've noticed. I've had a lot of ups and downs, and whenever I feel like I'm not being up to par, it's you know it's dragging, right? I feel like I'm not performing the way that, but it also causes me to kind of look in at my business and see where the weak points are, and to constantly restructure something. And this is a good example right here of what I just said. Back when the first month in December, right after I started posting consistent content, I was getting leads. I was generating leads, and for probably 2 weeks, and then for some reason I just decided to change my funnel that was working. And it just so I was like, and then I looked back on the last week, and I started thinking, well, what did I do? Where's the leads at? I'm not getting any more leads. And oh yeah, wake up, man. You changed your funnel. So I changed it back. The day I changed it back, I started getting those leads back. So it's just those are the mistakes that I'm talking about. That
Yeah. Well, that's just you know what that is? That's not realizing that the results that you're getting are exactly what you're supposed to be getting in that moment. And so we go back in there to tinker around with something thinking that something's broke. But really what's broke is, as my father taught me, and now I always joke with him, it's not the machine, it's the operator error, right? Because when I was on construction jobs, I would always, I was a young kid. I had more excuses than, and I was a hellion. I was always coming up with some sort of BS. But anyways, when I was out on them construction jobs, and I'd be, for example, I'd be doing the old jackhammer, like you see in this picture right here. And, I'd screw something up and try to blame the jackhammer. He'd say, son, that's an operator error. So, hey, you made an operator error. Oh, well, you went back and fixed it. But that's funny how you found yourself back there tinkering around and ended up breaking something,
that was working.
Right. If you weren't paying close attention to what you were saying, you would have missed that. But I've been there many times, right? To where something's working just fine. And I think I'm going to go back there and get it to work better. But then all of a sudden I just screw it up,
Yep. Yep.
Sometimes consistent results are better than huge results one day and no results the next day, right? That's one thing that I've learned about marketing, and it's one of the reasons in business in general. It's one of the reasons why I'm not out trying to, I I'm not trying to build the next $1 billion company and do all this crazy crap and have all, go out there and, just, I don't, I'd rather consistent growth than explosion, right? I don't need that. Just good, consistent growth. And that goes back to the, sometimes we go in and we tinker with something and we start going back and overanalyzing and overthinking because we think the results aren't coming in fast enough or big enough. And the truth is that, that's where tracking can really come in. And you can track data. And we have a section in the business blueprints about tracking. You can begin to track your results and track them from a month over month basis, right? Not a day over day basis. That's not, you can never get a picture of what your business is doing when you're looking at it from day to day. That's called up and down. And that's why people who get into the stock market go broke, crypto go broke, because they look at things on a daily basis. You got to look at them on a monthly basis at minimum, right? In sometimes on a quarterly basis, right? Because that's when you get to see more patterns. And so, for example, the way in which you should tinker with things, just since we're on this topic, is by doing small split test. So what I mean by small split test is we should always be testing. We actually should always be tweaking, testing, and tinkering. We really should. But we should do it ever so slightly, one change at a time, so you can get a true split test of what worked better, and not 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 things at a time, because then you'll never know what actually made a difference. And so if you split test something, whether it be over 30 days, 7 days, it's more about how much traffic you're getting, and you want to get a couple of hundred hits on that bad boy, up to a couple of thousand, right? To get and for us, it'd be more 10, 20, 30, 50,000 hits on something to really get a split test. It's all relevant based on how big your business is. But at minimum, you need to get a couple of hundred hits on that page to be able to tell what really actually does convert better, what's clear, what's more compelling. And so, getting in there and tinkering, just for those who are listening, because there are, hundreds of people here just listening live and thousands more that'll listen to this replay, testing, or as we call it, split testing. And that's just industry jargon. It just means that you're testing two different things, right? Looking for a winner, looking for what is going to, and for example, that might be a landing page, or that might be your landing page, and you change the headline, or another one, people like to test the colors of their buttons. I don't get into all that too much, because I just don't believe in, I'm looking for big levers that are going to make big changes more so than little stuff like that. But messaging, something in your headline, a free gift that you're giving away on a landing page, that would be a powerful split test, right? For those of you who are driving consistent traffic, this is a real business to you. Split test a different lead magnet, a different free giveaway on your landing page every month. And then sit back after 12 months and say which one got gobbled up. Well, clearly this one converted at 45%. The next closest was 32%, and everything else was between 15 and that 32%. You'll have very clear, very clear winners. And that's how you begin to really dial in the marketing. And for you getting into the golf niche, you can never mess it up. Here's how, brother. You could go into the golf niche this week and start a TikTok page and begin creating content on that. Drive people to a landing page. The only thing that you need to get good at is generating leads. So if you can give something away on a landing page that gets people to opt in for it, you've now nailed what they want, because people are not going to enter their email for something unless they want it.
Right.
So if you're not getting it, they're just not. Their email address is personal to them, and the only reason why they're ever going to give the email address away is because they feel like, hey, I'm going to get something value instantly right now that I want, right? And I'm willing to give you my email address. It's kind of like anything, like somebody giving you their phone number. It's like, okay, look, I don't want to marry you. I don't know that I want to sleep with you. I don't know that I want, but I'm willing to receive a couple of phone calls with you and get to know you, right? That's what gets somebody given an email. And so if you could go into, if you could launch a page, beginning creating content, sending people to landing page. And guess what? You could also, the way that you would enter into that niche would be to rotate different offers on that landing page to test what people would be willing to give their email for. Once you find out what they're willing to give their email for, now you have you sell something on the back end that is congruent with that, whatever you gave them on the landing page as the free gift. So if you gave them a how to, 5 tips to, if you gave them something that was information based, like an ebook or a checklist or something like that, selling them a course on how to also improve their golf game is probably the next best offer, right? If you gave away something physical, like, hey, we'll send you out something if you give us your address or whatever, on that next page, it would make sense to try to upsell them to something physical because they're right. So it's the congruency. If you're giving away something physical, then sell them something physical. Not to say that you couldn't mix those two, but if you're giving away an ebook, if you're giving away a checklist, if you're giving away a free 19-minute training video that's going to show them how to improve their golf score, what they're telling you is they want to consume education. So selling them a course, coaching program, or event on that back end would be the next logical offer, right? But it's important just to dial in what that lead magnet is, whatever you're going to give away as that free gift on that landing page. And that's really the main way to test a niche, brother. You don't even have to sell something on the back end. You just need to make sure that you can generate leads into that niche, and you'll find a product to match it with.
And that's something I feel like I kind of struggled with, especially whenever I was trying to figure out which niche or direction I was trying to hit. But giving somebody the offer of, I felt like I didn't really have that to offer somebody something free, right?
Yeah.
Whenever on my landing page. So I heard you say that through one of your videos, and you give them something for free. Give them what's he talking about? Give them, but now that we're talking about the golf thing, there's a lot of stuff that I learned getting into golf that I know somebody else is out there itching for information on.
Brother, I could go to, Decade in a Day. I showed, which you should come to the next one this coming Tuesday, or go watch the replay of the one that I did this last Friday, dude, because I showed basically how you can get artificial intelligence to write the value for you, write an ebook, write a checklist, write even a course for you, outline your videos, come up with endless amounts of video ideas for you to make quickly and post onto a TikTok channel. You can get artificial intelligence to do all of the content creation, not filming, but all of the writing, outlining, video ideas, have them write an entire ebook. You need to come to Decade in a Day, man, and have me show you how to do that, because you can, is all you got to do is learn how to ask these artificial intelligence programs the right questions, and they'll give you the information that you need really for any niche, right? So if you need value, like if you need 5 tips, I think I gave an example last week or the week before about the health niche. And I was like, I built basically a weight loss offer right in front of everybody, outline, came up with the video title ideas, scripted the videos, had the artificial intelligence script the videos for me, came up with the ebook title, had it outline the entire ebook for me, had it then write the individual chapters of the ebook for me.
Wow.
So, I mean, moving into a niche, it's no longer about what you know, folks. This is a thing that we got to get real loud about in this industry, because as of 2023, it's no longer about what you know. There's search engines. Bing is launching a search engine. Yes, Bing, Microsoft fucking Bing. The shit search engine that we've basically has been the castaway for the past, I don't know how long. It's never been popular. It's always been second or third best, right? Nobody, I mean, Bing is like Yahoo, for Christmas sakes. You're like a dinosaur if you use Yahoo, for Christ's sakes.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Coke.
Huh?
Like Pepsi instead of Coke.
Oh God, I don't understand that. But yeah, but dude, you know what? Recently I moved from Coke to Diet Coke. I felt like I was like, I'm healthy now, right? I'm just joking. So dude, using these sort of search engines, these artificial intelligence search engines, the future very quickly is going to look very different, meaning that people are going to be using these tools to do the majority of the thinking for them. So those of you who think I have to be an expert in order to enter into a niche, it's just a mental block. You have to get over it. You have to realize that you cannot be the source of all information. You must be the one who goes and gets the information. And moving forward, it's about the person who can get the right information, who knows how to ask the artificial intelligence programs and search engines the right questions, how to give them the right prompts. And I explain what those prompts are in Decade in a Day. But guys, I could tell you, oh, go to this one, go to that tool. But the truth is that it's more knowing how to use the tools. Everybody's going to have access to them, just like everybody has access to the stock market right now. But we could say, go buy stocks. You would know which ones to buy or what to do with them. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's the shortcuts that if you really want to master these skills, folks, if you really want to get rich, you got to stop trying to do everything for free. You got to stop trying to do everything your way and hire professionals. I read this post the other day from an industry friend. He said, if you want to, stop running your growth goals by your friends and family. Leave that up to professionals. Stop talking to your friends about your finances. Stop talking to your friends about your marriage. Stop talking to your friends about all these things that you're struggling with, because they don't have the answers. I mean, if they're giving you support or you're commiserating or whatever, more power to you, right? But the truth of the matter is that leave your financial success up to professionals and learn how to use I'm really pleading with all of you today, because the internet's been out for 20 years, but you still don't know how to use it to get rich. The stock market's been out for over 100 years. You still don't know how to use it to get rich. These new tools that are coming out, Chat GPT, all these different ones, that's fine. You still won't know how to use them to get rich unless you have somebody show you, right? So those of you, and we go back to what you were saying earlier, Caleb. Yeah, you didn't have the money to invest in yourself, but you found it. You're an adult. You became resourceful. If I told any one of you, hey, look, there's a Lamborghini that's coming to your driveway in 3 hours. It's worth $250,000. Need you to come up with $5,000 cash. You are pawning everything. You are selling the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, but you're selling the camper. You're selling the kids. You're selling kidneys. Caleb's selling his freaking
Right now.
tailor-mades. His prized possession right next to his family and his business. But listen, folks, I mean, I'm just pleading with you to get serious about these skills because, and we teach them all. Many of you who are, existing Blueprint students, get back engaged because, especially with Decade in a Day, because I've been teaching that now in 2023. I started teaching the entire thing, or at least facilitating and guiding the entire training. And it's different. It's different. Why is it different? Because it's different than 2022. There's different tools. There's different capabilities. There's things that are brand new to me. But here's the thing. The principles are not brand new. The psychology of what I'm looking for, like I know what to ask the thing. It's like my marketing assistant because I know exactly what to ask. I know exactly what I want. And I show all that on Decade in a Day. It's a long training. I mean, it's 3 or 4 hours long. It's not just an hour long interview. It's a 3, 4, maybe we went 5 hours long. So this is the time. I mean, just think about this though, folks. I'm doing this every other Friday. Plus we're doing 2 coaching sessions every day for Blueprint students, Monday through Friday. Show up and at least listen and learn. You don't even have to talk. We do all the talking. We do all the teaching. But just show up and learn how to use these tools. I'm done talking to Caleb. Now I'm talking to everybody else. Show up, man. Show up and use these tools. They'll change the game. Caleb, what comes up for you? We'll bring this baby in for a landing in a few minutes too. But what comes up for you as I talk about these endless possibilities, man?
That's just what you have. Your company, what you've created is amazing. It really is. And the support that you have to offer with Wake Up Legendary. I mean, I didn't even know I could go back and visit the Decade in a Day. I already took that one time. I didn't know I could go do that again. That means every time I come on here, every time I come onto your site, I'm learning something new. And
bro, it's crazy. Yeah, that is something. I want to remind everybody here just real quick. If you own the Blueprints, okay, I'm going to log in and I'm going to show you something. Okay, I'm right here in the back office. Let me share my screen here real quick. Hold on. Let me share my screen. We just made a massive major update here. Can you see me going into, can you see this navigation thing and see this live one-on-one coaching right here? Okay.
Yeah.
So dude, this unlocks under the Blueprints when you have the Blueprints. Okay. And you can come here and you can click on this right here and grab the registration link and go and register for that workshop. Also, for those of you who want Support 101 training, this is a safe place for all newbies. No such thing as a dumb question. If you're getting started or want to start over, come to Support 101. That happens every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And then there's hot seat and fast feedback coaching calls every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So all you got to do is click right here and you can register for that. And then we post all of the recordings right here. Yesterday was a hot seat with special guest Josh Smith, who was also on Wake Up Legendary yesterday. Started exactly where everybody else is, has over 1 million followers on social media, and is absolutely crushing it. So you can go and grab that. And then over here under the Affiliate Marketing Business Blueprint, you can come in here into this resources and watch last week's Decade in a Day if you want to, brother.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely, I will. I'll check that out whenever we get off of here.
Yeah. So, man, congrats on your journey, man. You're really at the beginning of it, dude. I know it's exciting. It's also, like, as you said, it's been ups and downs and all arounds. And that's exactly what it's supposed to be like. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be holding hands and running through a field of flowers. It's not supposed to be cotton candy and unicorns. That's not what it is. That was never on our sales pages. That was never anything that was promised to anybody. Is all of the upside potential here? Yes. Are these transferable skills that you could use in any niche? Yes. Do many of our students come in absolutely brand new with no experience, just like you, and start in kind of the online, make money online niche and then venture out into other niches over time? Yes. The majority of people are brand new. We're in this revolution right now to where people are not wanting to go and do the same old that our parents and our grandparents did. We're saying, hey, how can we change the way we work? How can we spend more time with family? You know, our dads and grandfathers were, you know, that wasn't something that they didn't have the guidance and the mentorship and the leadership and the knowledge that we have now. You know, many of them were out working, not going to the doctors, serving, doing all this kind of stuff, man. And you know, we've witnessed the damage that's done to a lot of our families because of, you know, that lack of information. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have people to talk to. Everything was stigmatized. Everything, right? Um, and so now, man, us dads, us moms, we want to be closer to home. We want to be with the kids. We want to be with we want to save our marriages. Not you know what I mean? We want to try to invest in ourselves, you know. And so any one of you, including yourself, Caleb, you know, really congratulations for doing that, man, because even though it feels like there's a lot of people doing it, there's really not. You know, our community, it feels big, but it's really not compared to how big the world is. So we're a small group of wild and crazy entrepreneurs who are willing to dream, but also have the guts to go after it and put a little skin in the game. And you're a vet, man. You're a badass, anyways. But what is your final words of wisdom or motivation for somebody who's feeling a little bit, you know, like, oh man, I don't know if I still got it. I don't know if I can still do something. I don't know if I, you know, maybe I've outgrown, maybe I'm no longer in my glory days or whatever else. And they're feeling just as new and vulnerable as probably you felt several times over the last several months. What's your final words for those people who are kind of sitting on the fence and haven't really jumped all in?
I would say don't let the fear get to you. And that, when I say that, that is in everything. That is what, if your videos aren't good enough, maybe you're thinking in your head they're not good enough. You're fearful to post something, fearful of growing slow. You're not keeping up with everybody else. Don't do that. Just the word fear in general, it affects your whole business, I feel like. And I know that's how it is for me. And just being scared to try something new or anything like that, don't let it get to you, and don't let it keep you back. Don't let it hold you down from what you can grow to, even if you don't know anything about that. That's just
Yeah.
that's
Fear is F everything and run, or face everything and recover. I think there's another one that can be said for that. But absolutely, man, fear, wow, it really dominates the majority of the world and the majority of the people in this world, man. And
absolutely.
it's real. It's real. And you know, one of my favorite quotes is, and I don't know if somebody said this and I'm butchering it, but it goes something like, you know, courage isn't having no fear. It's having fear and doing it anyways. You know,
Yeah,
I've I've never not felt fear, dude.
yeah.
I always have fear, but I always have anxiety. I sweat like a pig. I'm serious. I mean, hands are sweating, arms are sweating, feet are sweating. I'm a sweating mother. And you know what? A lot of it's anxiety, a lot of it's fear, a lot of it's just, I don't know, whatever. It's just I've always felt like that. And I just got to walk through it like anybody else, you know, just like anybody else. It doesn't.
It's how you handle it. That's what matters.
Yeah, coping mechanisms, and yeah, how you handle it, right? I mean, I've obviously, as you know, my story, haven't handled it well in certain times of my life, struggle with drug addiction and so forth, been sober for a long time now, but absolutely, it's how you handle it. And now as entrepreneurs, it's how we handle it too. Because as you said, this can be stressful. There can be a lot of fear, absolutely. And it's about walking through it anyways and knowing that it's going to be okay, plugging into the right places, listening to the right people. And so we'll send everybody over to Hole in One Marketing over on TikTok to follow you and support your journey, brother, and come back and see me for a second episode in the future if you would. Okay.
Awesome. Yes, I would love that.
All right, Caleb. We'll talk to you later, brother. Be
All right.
legendary, man. All right, guys. What a good guy, man. Great conversation. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Happy Friday, my friends. It's this adventure here. It never ceases to amaze me how, how I can be 10 years into this or more and talk with somebody who's 2 or 3 months into this and just be able to go right back to what it was like at the beginning and feel that excitement and that fear and that kind of, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, or, and just realize that we all have those feelings. And if I just keep putting one foot in front of the other, it's gonna make sense. It makes more sense every day. And every single day I realize that a lot of this is just my attitude. It's just my attitude. I saw somebody in our Facebook group earlier. She left this really rude comment and then left. Oh, this is a scam. Everybody's doing this and they're asking the same question and they're struggling and this and that. And all she could do was just leave a nasty comment and then leave the group. And what I saw was that, wow, all of these people are willing to walk through uncomfortability and invest in themselves, invest time and money. And as all she could do was just leave some nasty comment and then leave the Facebook group and call us all, call me call me the son of Sam, and basically, and I just thought, wow, there's somebody who just is unwilling to walk through that fear and put in that work and would rather cast judgment upon people who are going after their goals and dreams. And that's why you can never explain a big dream to a small mind. They just don't get it. They don't understand it. And so, man, I commend all of you for, going through this process of entrepreneurship. And it wouldn't matter if you were doing it here, because I have lots of entrepreneurial friends. Some of them own restaurants. Some of them own landscaping companies. Some of them own painting companies. Some of them own auto glass companies. Some of them are in the medical industry. I've got lots of different entrepreneurial friends, and they all have to go through that difficult struggle of having questions and fear and just all the uncomfortable crap. It doesn't matter. It's not just here. It's anywhere where you want to build a business and do something great. You're going to have to go through a period of not knowing, of being uncomfortable. And that is the very time which determines whether you're going to be successful or whether you're not, right? Because you either quit or keep going. And after 12 years, I've realized that the large majority of my success has really come from not stopping. That's it. Because when I don't stop, I just keep going and I inevitably get better. Every time I go live, I get better at talking in front of a camera. I get more comfortable. I'm able to think more clearly. Of course, I sucked at the beginning. Of course, my mind went blank. Of course, I had writer's block, all that same shit. But now when I go live, I'm better at it. And I was good before I did over nearly 700 interviews now with our own clients here at Legendary Marketer. I was pretty good before that, but now I'm even better. Why? Exactly, Joanne. Practice makes perfect. That's it. I really believe that everything we need to know in life, we did learn in elementary school as a fifth grader. You know what I mean? And sometimes we got to go back to it. We got to get back to that simple thinking and remembering that, yes, practice makes perfect. So stay in the game, my friends. Be legendary. You got this. Don't let anybody talk you out of your dream. Whether they're talking you out of your restaurant dream, the dream that you have with your wife or your husband, whatever your dream is, make sure that you don't let anybody talk you out of it, including yourself. That's part of this game. Part of being a successful entrepreneur. It's not about having thick skin and absorbing everybody's BS. It's about not letting anybody talk you out of your dream. You don't have to respond. You don't have to explain. You don't have to criticize back. Just don't surrender. Just don't surrender. Because you're surrendering your life and your dream when you quit. And usually why? Because somebody said something that made you feel stupid. That was what they wanted you to do, was stop and quit. That's what they wanted you. So then they could commiserate with you. Don't surrender on your dreams, my friend. Have a fantastic Friday. Be legendary. And we'll see you back here on Monday for another episode. All right. Peace.